That's funny as fuck. Yo, what's up, people? It's Danny Mo here again with another episode of From Nothing to Something. Hey guys, those of you listening, those of you that are new to the podcast, once again, this whole podcast is about, you really going and doing something with your life and figuring out what it is that you want to do. So many people sit at their work, at their shit job, at their desk, and they complain that they're not doing what they want to do, but they don't really do anything about it. You know what I mean? And there are people just like you that started from nothing and they turn their life into something. And that's what this podcast is about, is interviewing those people and having those people on and talking about, some of the struggles they went through. So today we have another special guest with us. I'll let him introduce himself and tell y'all a little bit about him.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Courtney Henderson. I'm the main photographer for Monster Energy, the MMA sector of Monster Energy, and the main photographer for Brave MMA in Bahrain.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your story, man. Like where you're from, what you started doing, and how you got to where you are right now.
Oh man, a lot of trials and tribulations, like everybody else. I'm from Albany, Georgia, small little city called Albany, Georgia.
East Coast. I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, there you go. See, yeah. So from the South. Same story as everybody else. Grew up poor, My mom met my stepdad. My stepdad is in which I call him my real dad because I don't know my real dad. He was in the military, and my mom married him, and we traveled the world pretty much. First went to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Then went to Okinawa, Japan.
How was that? How did you like that? How old were you when you were in Japan?
Oh, I was young, man. I was probably like in 13, 14.
Man, what was that like for you? Like experiencing that?
Amazing, bro. It was a culture shock,
Yeah.
This was the first time I've ever been around any other culture because I'm from the South, It's
Right,
only
right.
black and white.
Right.
Yeah. So it was only black and white, and all of a sudden you Japanese people and you experiencing other cultures, and it was an amazing experience, and it opened my eyes a lot to a lot of different things, and it was amazing. Had a good time for sure.
Yeah, I was in Okinawa for a little bit. I went out there, I want to say like 2013, 2012.
Oh, okay.
I was out there for the 31st News, so...
Military.
Yeah. It was definitely a culture shock, I agree, but I can only imagine what that was like for a young teenage kid,
Right.
An American boy going to Japan and just experiencing that culture and just seeing something totally different. It's one of those things that is probably like real difficult during,
right.
But after hindsight's 2020, you're like, wow, that's definitely an experience that was incredible, something that other people need to figure out.
You're right, 100%. Especially the educational system was so superior than the United States. When I came back to the United States, it was like I was super nerdy.
Yeah.
I was way up more advanced than any other regular student. So I was in a lot of honor classes, and it was awesome, bro. It was cool, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
All right, so you were in Japan for a little bit, and then obviously you came back. Where'd you come from Japan when you came back to the States?
Came back, went back home, Georgia. Then we came to over here in San Diego, and my dad retired here. Went to Helix High School. Then we transferred to Kearney. Got scholarship. Wrestled a little bit. Then I came back to San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice. So you wrestled a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Oh, man. The old days, bro. Oh, man. I was probably like 180 pounds, Now I'm like 240, 230. Thanks to my girlfriend feeding me everyday Mexican food. And
yeah, that food would do that to you.
Woo!
And shit.
Bro, let me tell you.
It's good, though.
Oh, man.
Oh,
man, right. So, yeah, it was cool, man. College was amazing. Had the whole college experience. Traveled a lot. Was an athlete in college. It was amazing, man. It was a good time. Yeah. Now I'm back in San Diego, just doing my thing in San Diego.
So once you graduated high school, where'd you go from there?
Out of high school, I got a partial scholarship to the University of Georgia.
What was your scholarship for?
Business administration.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love business, so I went to school for business. I pretty much at first when I went to college, I was just going and just majoring in something because I just wanted to be a wrestler and
right.
You know, I want to be in the Olympics. And I didn't really care about my degree, but
so is that like that's what you actually your scholarship was for wrestling? So they recruited you for wrestling?
Yes.
So they
I was a
gave you
wrestler.
partial scholarship for wrestling
Yeah.
to the University of Georgia.
Yeah, University of Georgia have a small wrestling program. It's very small. So it's like a D3 in a way. So I can't really brag about it, you know, but I get free education.
It's still like I wrestled too, so I know the grind, man. It's not easy to make it to D1. When you get a scholarship for wrestling, that's a big deal no matter what, especially at 18 years old. That means that you were making some noise wherever it was that you were wrestling in high school at.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Had a good time, you know.
Yeah.
Played football as well, you know.
Yeah.
That was my first love.
Football?
Yeah, football. I love football, man.
Yeah,
so.
I know. It was rough, you know. Like, I know you probably went through the same thing, like being a wrestler and being a football player, where it's like your football coach wants you to bulk up for the season, and then your wrestling coach wants you to cut weight for the season, and you just constantly have to go back and forth.
Exactly.
It's a tough grind, you know. You always got to grind it out.
Yeah. It's funny. My coach was of I played defense, and my coach was a wrestling coach. My football coach was the wrestling coach, and we used to get like cut blocked all the time, chop block, you know, with our knees.
Chopping at the legs, yep.
Right. So he was like, bro, you got to go wrestle. I was like, man, I ain't wrestling, man. I ain't wearing no onesie, bro. You crazy? I ain't doing that.
It's funny. I talked about that on my last podcast.
Yeah.
Before MMA got big, that was like the look at wrestlers. You know, it was like, man, I ain't wearing that fucking suit.
For sure, bro. I was like, no way. You're not putting me in that.
Yeah.
He's like, man, just come check it out one time, and it'll help your football game. You know, plus your conditioning, help your conditioning. I was like, man, you know, I don't know. I was like, nah, I'm good. Then he kind of pretty much forced me to come to wrestling practice. Right. Then I got on no mats one time, bro. Woo. Yeah. Greco-Roman and free little freestyle. I did a little both, but man, after that was a wrap, man.
It's a whole nother level.
That's a wrap, man. Yeah. Wrestling was the hardest thing ever.
It attracts a certain type of person for sure. Wrestling. It's very similar to MMA. You know, people ask me all the time, like, how do you just go to the gym and just spar and like you're okay with getting punched? And like, I don't know. I like it. It's the same thing with wrestling. When I was in wrestling, people would come and try out, and they just, you know, everybody has a reason why they didn't want to wrestle, but really it was because it's really tough. High school, you go through that training. It's real rigorous.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pain that you go through. So, once you went to college for business administration.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that, and then what happened from there?
Well, you know, like I said, it was a whole college experience. We traveled a lot. D3, it was a D3 wrestling program. It was, you know, just did my thing. I was an athlete in college, and just, like I said, just traveled, and, you know, it was cool. Have a good time, and I came back to San Diego when I was done after 4 years, and you know, after wrestling, is what can you do if you can go to Olympics? Either you could be going to Olympics or you're gonna do MMA. At the time, MMA wasn't really like popular.
Pro wrestling's another option that you have too. You know.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things where you were either into it or you weren't. You know, so.
Right.
So you came back here, and you know, did you like try to figure out how you can get into the Olympics or try to get with a squad that was training? Like, what was your plan? What was your mindset, man? Like,
you know, I was 24 years old at the time when I came back to San Diego. I mean, chasing girls, you know, partying, having fun. You know, I was more into that type of scene, like clubbing 3 or 4 nights a week, having a good time.
We all are, man.
Right.
When you hit that age, you know,
right.
You start celebrating nothing.
Right, exactly. I call it the dead period of your life, you know what I mean? The gray area.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just did mostly that, just hanging out with your friends, you know, spending my money on stupid stuff, you know. I started a carpet cleaning business called So Fresh, So Clean.
So Fresh, So Clean.
Yeah, right?
How'd that go?
Man, it was amazing, bro. It was the hardest thing I ever done. But at the same time, it was really rewarding, you know. Carpet cleaning business, went door to door, knocking on doors, and
oh, so you were hustling like
that? Yes, sir.
Door to door.
Yes, sir.
Like the damn, what's that vacuum company? They knock door to door.
Hoover.
Yeah, the Hoover.
Yeah.
Not the Hoover. There's another one. They like the vacuum like washes your car and it does all this shit. I forget what it's called. Because they knocked on my door and they were hustling, they were grinding. Like the dude came to my house with this whole spiel.
Right.
And he sold me, you know, and like. That's a real hustle, man. You know, you got to be hungry to do that.
Yeah, I was broke.
yeah, that's true, man. Money's a motivation a lot of times. You know, when you're broke, you'll do what you got to do to survive.
Right. So
what happened next?
So we got a loan. Me and my business partner, which is my best friend, it still is. But we started a business called So Fresh So Clean Carpet Cleaning. We got a loan with our credit. Bought a van for $20,000. Didn't have any money, bro.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any money for marketing. Didn't know too much about business. I have business administration.
Yeah, you had your degree, but a degree only is
it's nothing.
Much. It's the experience that really is
right.
bread and butter.
Right. So the experience, like you said, is more about the experience. I knew about corporate business, like structuring business. That's what business administration is.
But a small business, like what you started, was different.
It's completely different, bro. Okay. Completely different. So I had to re-educate myself, and I didn't have the money, to go out and spend for marketing. You know what I mean? We didn't have. So door to door, we went to door to door. We went up and printed some flyers out. Went door to door, knocking on doors. We have a carpet cleaning business, and yada yada yada. And we started growing like a little bit at a time. Then we focused more on the commercial side of
like office buildings, and
right,
things like that.
And that's where the money was. So,
I'd imagine,
bro, man, we started making so much money, man. Like, we started getting like these big contracts.
Yeah.
Huge contracts, man, and we bought another van, so we had 2 vans, and we just running it, man, and we just started hiring people, making money, nice. Money, bro.
So right now, you're nowhere near that business.
No.
What happened?
So check it. So listen to this crazy story, right? So this is happening like 2007, 2008. So we making all this money, bro, buying, spending my money on stupid stuff.
I don't mean to cut you off, but sorry about the airplanes, people. I just live next to the airport. That's probably like the last flight. But either way, go on. Sorry about that, man.
It's cool.
Planes will cut you off and shit.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. No problem. So, buying Range Rovers, this stupid. We're young, the economy crashes. And 2008 around there. So, these office buildings, the first person that they cut out of their budget is us. So, man, like overnight, we became broke.
It's funny because if you think about, like, let's say you're a corporate business, and you own a couple office buildings, and you start losing money, and you start figuring out where's the bottleneck, where's the issue, how can you save money. That would be the first thing to go.
Yeah, yes.
Hey, our carpets don't have to be that clean, man.
Forget those carpets, man.
Yeah,
we don't need no carpets. It was funny because a lot of these places they ripped the carpet up.
Yeah.
And they just had because up under the carpet, just have tile.
Right.
The hard tile that's up under the carpet, pretty much just thin little. So they ripped it up.
How much would you charge? Let's say like a 3-story building, like your average building. How much were you making off of?
Oh man, like a building would probably make like $5,000, $6,000 a month off each building.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we probably had like 30 buildings, man. Easy. A lot of dealerships, So.
Damn. That's pretty good.
Yo, I was killing it.
But just like that, like anything else, man. With a high, there's a low, and you came crashing down hard.
Bro, it was like overnight, like from rich to poor overnight.
So
it was crazy.
So what happened next with you, man? Like, what was your mindset? What was your goal? What did you do?
So as you can imagine, we had 2 houses at the time, so it was part of the hardest part of ever in my life. Like it was hell, man. We went from, like I was saying, 2 houses, then we can barely keep the lights on. So. What we did, we short sell one of the houses, and we still have one now. And it was ramen noodles and ramen noodles and water, pretty much for like we did it for. It was crazy because we had a mortgage for one of our houses. It was like $1,500-$1,600 a month, and we did 100% financing. So when the market crashed, since we did 100% financing. Our mortgage went from $1,500 to $1,600 to $4,000 a month.
Bro, it's so crazy that you're talking about that because my last guest was Harvey Cass.
Okay.
He's actually he's in the real estate business, and he came to San Diego during the crash. He talks about it on the podcast.
Right.
How he came during the crash. He was the guy knocking on doors like, "Hey, you gotta go."
Yeah.
But it's funny that you bring that up. That's crazy. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know Harvey. Harvey's a good dude, man.
Oh, you know Harvey?
Yeah. Real good dude, man.
Dude.
Yeah, real cool dude. That's my dude, man. Yeah. So, like you're saying, we pretty much dissolved all our assets, and after that, we sold the business because we couldn't really, moved into an apartment. Met my girlfriend here. Then after that, it was just trying to rebuild, man. So I was forced to get a job, which was I had to go back to school because trying to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Right.
And this was kind of like when my life started to change,
Yeah.
It's
crazy because in life you're faced with so much adversity.
Right.
No matter what it is, what you're doing. And it really comes down to if you're going to let that adversity break you,
mm-hmm.
or if you're going to get up and just rebuild like you did. A lot of people would give up there, man. And a lot of people do. A lot of people start something and they fail,
mm-hmm.
and they let that one failure define them. And it's sad.
Right.
It's sad because I see that a lot in my friends and people that I know, people that I grew up with. I'm still young, man. I'm only 26 years old.
Oh, man, you're a baby, bro.
Bro, I got a lot of living to do. I got a long way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I learn a lot of my experiences from what I see.
Right, you're a smart man, very smart man.
And I try to pay attention to what's going on around me. And I see a lot of people give up. I see a lot of people give up on the 1 yard line.
Right.
They don't even realize they're on the 1 yard line. They didn't even know they were in the red zone.
Right. Yes,
so I
sir.
think it's important to keep pushing and give it everything you got, man. And
mm-hmm.
you really, once you find something that you love, and even you might find something that you like,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't work out. Okay, well, let's just move on to the next thing. What's next for me?
Right.
You have to, you really have to create the life that you want,
mm-hmm.
not accept the life that was given to you.
Yes.
And that's what people fucking do, and it's sad, man. So you met this point of adversity in your life. You had this big failure where you were successful to poor overnight.
Yeah.
You went from nothing to something over time and hard work, and then something to nothing overnight.
Right.
So what was next, man? You went back to school, and then what?
So I went back to school. At this time, I was really I was discouraged to even have a business because the fluctuation up and down.
Uh-huh.
So I was really insecure about just starting anything else. Plus I was super broke again, and it was, dude, like you're saying, it was so depressing, man. Like having everything you want to nothing. So, but like you said, I'm the type of person which I don't really give up, And I was like, you know what, just get a job. So my friends, one of my good friends is a firefighter, and he was like, bro, just go get your EMT license, man, and I get you a job at UCSD, bro, So that's what I did, man. I spent my last $2,000 I had, and I got an EMT license, and got a job at UCSD. Went to back to school for 11 months or something like that,
mm-hmm.
and I got my EMT license. Then I got my paramedic license. Then got a job at UCSD. So now I'm working in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Then, growing up from there, and then making all this money in the hospital. It was a really good job. Benefits, 401k, retirement, everything, and life is good, bro. But
how old were you at this time?
At this time, I'm 35 now, so I was 30.
You were 30 years old.
30 years old, starting over.
You have your degree already.
Yes, sir.
You had something that you didn't work out. You went back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're doing something else that is cool.
Right.
And you're making good money.
Good money.
You're comfortable.
Good money. Okay. I'm like, good money, retirement, everything what people want. 6 figures, retirement. Yeah. Oh, yeah, caking, bro.
So why did you give that up?
See, this is where your life starts right here, bro. So after a while, money is cool, man. But, when you're not doing something that you love, it's like you're kind of wasting your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm working in a hospital, and it's a rewarding job because you're saving people's lives on a daily basis. You're seeing all this crazy stuff, but I feel empty inside. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel out of sync. Like it's a job. Like
right.
I came from a business.
It was what you were doing.
I came from a business to a job, and my ceilings are like I have no growth. I bust my ass every day. Or you cuss?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Shit, balls, cock, shit, fucker. Do your thing, bro.
Bro, so listen to this. So, you bust your ass every day in this job, bro, and you don't feel appreciated, man, and you know it's good money, but you don't feel like you're living up to your potential in life. And you know, and one day, and I was talking to my chick here, I was talking to my girl, man. I was like, baby, this is cool, man, but you know, this is not life, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got to kind of like do something that you love to do, you know. And
sorry, guys, this is my phone going off.
Oh yeah,
it's
cool.
Yeah. So go ahead. So it's not life. You realize you weren't living your life, and you got
Yeah.
what you want to do.
So you know, I always love photography, but I didn't have the money, you know, and even though.
Now, when you so you talked about everything that you've done, and not once did I hear like, whoa, once at wrestling class, I saw a beautiful flower and I wanted to take a picture of it. You know,
Right.
Was it something that just like caught your eye? You're like, I think I kind of like this, or was it something that you were already kind of doing on the side and enjoyed?
It was something I was kind of doing on the side, but I couldn't really afford it. So what I used to do all the time was doing this little iPhone. So I used to do iPhone photography and, you know, on Instagram and I love like, you know, taking pictures. I always loved photography, but I mean, I bought a camera, but you know, it was so hard and so intricate that I just gave up and I didn't have time to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And the stuff is so expensive, man. I was like, forget it, you know?
Yeah.
Then one day, bro, you know, life just like, dude, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And crazy. So me and my chick, we sold everything. Dude, we was living a good life, man, and had a condo, you know, in Mission Valley, and we got rid of everything.
Damn.
Everything. I'm talking about car, everything.
Huh.
You go look at our car now, got that little Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I sold everything, bro. Everything. You know, and I moved back in with my parents. I had a little one bedroom, and dude, the room that we stayed in was far smaller than this.
Yeah.
Me and her.
Yeah.
On a twin bedroom. You can ask her. On a twin bedroom. Me and her living in the twin bed, small and half the size of this.
Yeah.
Right? And all her clothes and my clothes. Can you imagine that?
Bro, I can, man. I can.
Her clothes?
Yeah.
Her clothes?
Her clothes?
Bro. Her clothes is probably like two closets.
Yeah.
And dude, we're arguing every day, you know, because we're on top of each other every day.
Yeah.
And you know, and you're starting all over. And I took all that money that I was spending on stupid stuff and all these material things and everything else, and I invested into my camera gear.
Right.
So I bought my first camera, and it was part $2,000. Spent $1,000 on a lens. Spent probably another $3 or $4 grand on lighting. So we're total, I mean, almost 10 grand. You know what I mean? Just to start. Just to start. And I started. I love photography, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna dedicate my life to it. And I called some of my friends up that I knew in the MMA world. Mm-hmm. I said, can I come to your gym and shoot? No. Everybody said no. Only one person said yes, and guess who that was?
It's Manolo.
Manolo.
Yeah.
That's the only person.
All right, hold on real quick. So I want to backtrack a little bit. So just to recap, right? So you're making good money.
Yeah.
You got your own place.
Yeah.
You got a condo.
Yes.
How long have you been dating your girl at this time?
Ooh, how long was it there? About, was in there probably like 3 or 4 years maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like 3-4 years in a relationship
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah.
You're stable.
Yeah.
You both are stable. You're both making good money and
Right.
stuff like that. And everything's working out.
Right.
And one day it just clicked to you that
Gotta change.
my heart isn't in this.
Yeah.
I'm making good money, but really, ultimately, money isn't shit.
That too, and I felt confined by like walls. I couldn't do anything with my job. You know, I can't go any higher. I can't make any more money that I'm making. I can't make any less money. You know, and I felt like I was working harder than anybody else in the whole hospital. You know, and I don't know, man. I want to be I'm like a free spirit, man. I feel like I was killing myself.
So you realize your comfortability, and it almost made you uncomfortable.
Right. Right. But yeah, in other words, yeah.
Yeah, you realize like, you know what, I'm really.
I could do more. I could do more in my life.
It's
you know?
funny, man. And that's the whole reason. Because you asked me when you walked in, you know, like, oh, you're just not feeling the military anymore. And like, man, I've been in the Marine Corps for over 8 years. I've done a lot. I've deployed to Afghanistan. I have combat deployments, and I have deployments to Australia, Thailand, Korea, Philippines, Japan. You know, I've traveled a lot. I've done a lot. And I just got selected for Staff Sergeant. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I get promoted on Tuesday.
Right.
To Staff Sergeant. And everybody's like, bro, why are you getting out?
Hey, thank you for your service. No, for sure.
That,
real, for real.
You know, but, and Marines ask, like, why are you getting out? And my heart isn't in it anymore, man.
Right.
And it's easy to get stuck in that funk. When you're in a specific group of people, right? Like an institution, right? Whether it's the hospital or the military, whatever job it is that you have at home, you work in an office and there's people there that are comfortable and happy and they've met their level of success that they see themselves at.
Right.
It's easy to just accept that as the rest of your life just because the guy sitting to your left and to your right or the girl sitting to your left and to your right has already done that.
Right.
And they're trying to discourage you from going to do something else. And all that is fear.
Right.
It's fucking fear.
It is.
You know, and you were at a way different level than I'm at now because if you're making six figures, man, honestly, I don't think I would have the courage to leave that to chase something else, man. And maybe I would.
You would.
I wouldn't know unless I was there.
You would, because what I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You make six figures and you're gonna buy everything that you want, and after like a year or two, you're gonna get comfortable in where you're at. And afterwards, 6 figures is nothing. Right. So right now, for me, 6 figures is like whatever, you know. But I remember before, I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to make 6 figures, dog."
That's true, and you know, and that's why I feel like, man, you know, millionaires are never happy. They want to be billionaires. Billionaires are never happy. They want to keep growing. You know, you're never gonna reach a point where you're really happy if money is your source.
Exactly.
How you classify success.
Yes.
If your financial income is how you classify success, you're never going to be happy. You're always going to be fucking chasing the next promotion and the next thing. How can I make more money? And ultimately that takes away from your life and spending time with your family or for you, your girlfriend, or if you have kids or whatever the fucking case may be. You can easily do what you love, be happy, live comfortably, and enjoy your life, man, because we only got one.
Yes.
You know? So you left this situation.
UCSD. Well, I leave. Well, I'm officially not a lot of employee of UCSD after next Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm done next Wednesday for sure.
So you're officially no longer an employee.
Yeah. So
next Wednesday, and you left, and you have this girl that you're with for 3 or 4 years. I want to talk about that a little bit, right? Because I've been in relationships that have failed.
Right.
Miserably. And like I said, I'm only 26, but you know how it is, man, being in the Marine Corps, you know. I got married at 19.
Woohoo!
Yeah, bro, you know. In
what?
The Marine Corps, bro, in the Marine Corps, it's easy. It's really easy to, especially during a time of war, man, when you're deploying and stuff, you know, you kind of just, you're kind of forced to grow, and you're around all these young couples and stuff like that, and you know, there's a lot of incentive to, if you're with somebody and it's like a legit relationship, even at 18, 19, you don't know any better.
Right.
You know, it's easy to just get married. But yeah, I got married at 19, and I mean, it was an experience, you know?
Man.
And I've seen relationships fail, and I've had relationships fail since then. So for you to pick up and leave, and your girl to support you, that says a lot, man.
Oh no, we argued.
I bet. You know, I bet. And
bro,
you guys even faced adversity in itself. Okay, so before we move on, because we're tracking, right?
Right.
But I want to talk about what were some, because I think that's a big thing that a lot of people focus on too, is their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I hear people say like, "Oh man, you know, my wife won't be okay with that," or my girl's not gonna like that. You know what I mean? People are stuck in these relationships where their women don't support them.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, if that's the case, then you need to fucking leave her. Like, if she doesn't support your goals, she doesn't believe in you, then what the fuck are you guys doing together?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the point of that?
Yeah.
You know, so what was going through your head when you were like, hey, I want to be a photographer, and you brought it up to her? Like, you know what I mean? Were you nervous that she wasn't going to support you, or did you know without a doubt that?
She always supports me, so we for that aspect of our relationship, we're pretty solid on that end. I think that when you're not happy, especially, check this out. So I was reading this magazine one day. I was reading a magazine one day, and it said that your employment pretty much consumes 50 to 60% of your life.
It's true.
That's true.
100% true.
That's true.
And that's probably average.
Average.
You know what I mean? That's like average. That's like your, you know what I mean? Like your average fucking more furniture employee.
Right. So I'm working in a hospital. I'm working 12-hour shifts, and I'm working probably 5 days a week. Baby, like 5 days a week. So I'm working 5 days a week. So that's consuming more. It's consuming maybe 80% of my life is my employment. Bro, I wasn't happy, man. Like, it's good money, but it's very stressful. So as you'll know, that I will bring that stress home, and of course we're gonna argue, we're gonna bicker, and of course we break up, we get back together, we break up, we get back together, and I kind of just realized I kind of like took a step back, and I was like, damn, something's not right. I'm not happy internally. I'm not happy, but I'm making all this freaking money, you know, and then I matured, and I learned that money will not make you happy. And just maturing, and I was at 30 years old, you know, and I matured, and I sat there and I realized money will not make me happy. I have to do something with my career that will make me happy, not just chasing money.
So how did you know that it was photography? What was it about photography that made it like a sure thing?
Bro, it was photography hunted me through the years. Like I will always look at magazines, National Geographic. I always just look at these posters, and that's just something that I loved. I always loved. And what really made me pursue photography was one of my friends that I know. He's one of the best MMA photographers in the world. His name is James Law. And one day I seen one of his photos, bro. Oh, this photo was so dope, bro. I mean, it was Joe Schilling in Glory, and he was hitting Simon Marcus, and the way he hit it, the way he took this picture, bro, was so ill. I say, dude, I got to do this, bro. Right. I got to do this. This is it right here. This is what I want to do. It just hit me one day, and from there on, and then that's where we can start my journey in photography.
So you sold everything. You moved
everything.
To your parents' house, and a room smaller than this,
and this is a good room.
And well, I mean, this is not that big of a room, but I know you guys can't see at home. But this is probably like your average size room. It's a bedroom.
This is an average size room right here that you can any house. This is an average size room. Right. You got a nice size bed in here. You got dresser. This is a good room.
And it was smaller than this.
Half the size of this.
Half the size of this. And you had her clothes, your clothes. You had a twin size. Listen, man. I got people that stay with me. And, like, this is a queen, this bed right here.
Right.
And, like, sometimes I'm, like, pushing my girl. I'm like, back the fuck up, man. What? Look at, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, like, have, like, one of those, like, upset guy freakouts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, look at the bed. You see this? You see this? This is my side. Why are you on my side? One day, like, my phone was sitting on the edge like this.
Right.
And it fell. Right. And, like, it woke me up. And I looked at her and I said, hey, my phone just fell off the bed. You know why? Because you're so fucking close to me. Back the fuck up. Like, I was so frustrated.
Right.
But,
right.
So a twin size bed, man. And that's so you went from, like, comfortability,
Bro.
And like, essentially what's lavish to a lot of people, man. Most people don't make six figures. Right. This is what I tell people all the time, man, is there's money out there to be made. Mm-hmm. There's money out there to be made. I tell people, okay, let's look at the state of California alone, okay? And we will go to the beach, walk a mile inland.
Right.
Every house that you just passed is easily a multi-million-dollar house.
Easy.
Now, do the math of how many houses are from all the way tip-top California, coast, mile in, all the way south, multi-million dollars. These are all different people that own these houses.
Yeah.
The fucking dude that invented the bottle cap of the water bottle is a millionaire.
It's crazy.
There's ideas to come up with, and there's ways to make millions and make money.
Yeah.
Money's out there to be made, and 6 figures to a lot of people, man, is making it.
That's a lot of money.
And to you, because you've been there and you understand what it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was just, you know, it's whatever. I'm not happy. I
Right.
want to do what I love now.
Right.
You know? So that's incredible, man. And on top of that, you know, you were still able to deal with the strain of your relationship and make it work and do what you had to do. You move into this small place with, you know, you and your girl's clothes. You guys are arguing all the time. You break up, you get back together. You break up, you get back together. And then you're like, you know what? I got to fucking start taking pictures. So you hit up these gyms and they're like, nah.
Nope.
Nah. But you know why? Because you're nothing.
Exactly.
Because you're nothing.
Exactly.
And they don't care.
Exactly.
There was one dude that gave you a chance.
Manolo. SDCA. I love that dude, man. I mean, dude, you don't understand how hurt I was, man. Because, you know, I actually had some relationships with a lot of these people and in these gyms. And Manolo's, I was cool with Manolo, but we weren't like homies or anything.
Now,
but
were you training at all? Or,
no.
'cause I know you did wrestling.
Yeah, I was training. I trained at Undisputed and I trained at Victory MMA. You know, which is cool. Rudy helped me out too. But Manolo was the person that was like, dude, come through, man. Come show me love, bro. Like, and ever since this day, man, like anything he wants from me, I whatever he wants, I'm there. Because he was the only person in San Diego at that time that gave me that shot to get in there. He's like, dude, come shoot. So I went in there and I started shooting, and that's where I started at, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So once you started shooting at SDCA, were you just shooting like the amateur practices and the pro practices and stuff like that?
I came in, I shot the pro practices, like all the pro fighters that you guys came in. But back in the day, you guys were on Convoy Street.
Right.
Yeah, so
right.
I was.
We were on a totally different spot.
Right. So I came in there and I was shooting the fighters, and the fighters would take the photos and they'll post them on their social media, all of the social media outlets. Then other fighters would see it. Then, you know, the other fighters would be like, "Hey, come to my gym."
Yeah. So like it's fighters at other gyms inviting you,
right?
And these are the gyms owned by the same people that turned you down only a couple months ago,
right?
And you're looking at them like, yeah, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now the fighters are inviting me into these gyms, not the owner or whoever it is, the manager of these gyms. So I go to these gyms and I shoot the fighters, and then I went to Victory MMA one day, and Michael Chandler, he was in there practicing. And I was like, dude, can I take a couple pictures of you? And he was like, yeah, man. Yeah, dude, come
for the
through.
People at home, who's Michael Chandler?
Michael Chandler is he's the champion now of Bellator. He's a lightweight champion. Bellator. Awesome dude, bro. Awesome dude. Like one of the hardest workers I ever seen. Like, I shoot everybody right now. Like, to Conor McGregor's, to the John Joneses. Michael Chandler is probably one of the hardest workers ever. Yeah. You know, so yeah, he gave me that chance, man, and I shot him. And as you know, at the time he was training at Victory and as well Alliance MMA. Mm-hmm. So I shot Michael Chandler at Victory. Then he loved the pictures. He's like, dude, these are hot, man. Oh man, you know. So he was like, come to Alliance and shoot me at Alliance. So I went to the Alliance, shot him at Alliance. Phil Davis is there. Dominic Cruz is there. Yeah. I was like, oh shoot. So I'm like, you know, starstruck with all these people. Yeah. Then, you know, meeting all these fighters. Then I shoot Michael Chandler at Alliance. Then Phil Davis hit me up like, bro, you gotta come shoot some photos of me. Then it was Dom Cruz, then Jeremy Stevens, and from now on, for everybody, bro. Then I got a job at Alliance.
Nice, and you got a job at Alliance, just taking pictures.
Sure, yeah. So I come and shoot all their promotional stuff for the fighters.
Oh, nice. So you were filming things too.
Filming, mostly pictures.
Mostly pictures.
Yeah. So just shooting like all their So what happens is, say like Bad Boy or Hayabusa, they need promotional photos of the fighters. So they'll hit me up. And they're okay. So I take the little promotional pictures. And every week during every Friday I'll go in and I'll shoot like pictures for the Instagram and just for Alliance social media.
Yeah.
So now that's how I got started.
Right. So then, what happened from there? How did you get hooked up with the Monster Energy?
So for a long time I knew a gentleman named Hans Mo and he's like the man when it comes to like MMA. Like he knows freaking everybody. Like everybody from Dana White, Scott Croker, you name it. Because he's like one of the pioneers in the game.
And where'd you meet him at? How did you meet him?
Actually, ex-girlfriend from my ex-girlfriend. She worked with him. Don't get me in trouble, motherfucker. Hey, don't get me in trouble, motherfucker. Damn.
My bad.
Hey,
if
man.
I would have known, I wouldn't have asked that question. I didn't know that wasn't.
Nah. One thing about her, she a cool chick, man.
Hey, but she's also Mexican, so I know.
Oh, woo, boy.
She'll pull that knife out on you in the car and shit.
Bro, let me tell you something. I have dated every race in the world, bro.
Yeah.
The Mexican girls, woo, man, this is my Lord, jeez. But yeah, no, she's a cool chick. But my ex-girlfriend,
she's nice.
Oh, she's cool. She's dope.
She's in there quiet, smiling, she's just listening.
I'm in trouble later though, but we're good.
Yeah, it's all right. It'll be worth it.
Nah, she's cool. Yeah, she's cool. No, he worked with one of my ex-girlfriends, and it's funny. I got to tell you another story about that one though.
Right.
It's another one, but he worked at Osiris, and he started Triumph United, and he's the owner.
United,
yeah,
that's a huge. They have gloves.
Yeah.
They have fight gear.
Right.
Clothing. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So he started Triumph United.
Okay. And he just grew from there. Now he's the director of marketing. He's the director of Monster for his MMA. So he goes and he signs all the MMA fighters for Monster.
Right.
The Monster Energy. And I knew him, and shooting all these fighters, I was everywhere, and I see everywhere I go, I see him, and I was like, dude, you gotta give me a shot, because I wanted to be on Triumph United. I was like, I want to shoot your stuff, Triumph United, because I was a big fan, and I met up with him one day, and he's like, dude, you need to shoot, man. I want to get you a Monster Energy. Got me a job at Monster Energy from there, bro, life changer, bro.
Right, I bet.
Life changer.
And you know what? You went through the trials and tribulations like you talked about in the beginning, and ultimately you believed in yourself, and you had the support of your girl who believed in you too, and I'm sure you avoided the people who had negative things to say, and you're gonna reach negativity, whenever you're doing something that it's hard. You know what, man? It's hard for people to believe in you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Everybody sees you as a regular person. That's how everybody who knows you, they see you as like, you're just this regular guy. So, or girl, you're just this regular person. You're nobody of relevance to anything.
Right.
So when you start chasing your dream or your goal, even some of your closest friends are gonna hate on you, man. They're gonna doubt you. They're gonna be like, nah, like, what the fuck? Can you believe this dude's trying to be a fucking photographer?
Right.
Back, they talk shit.
Yep.
Did you face any of that, man? Did you lose friends, like, through the process? Like, what was that like?
For sure. Everybody was like, dude, you're crazy. Even my mom. I mean, I understand. Sometimes I don't think it's hating. I think there's sometimes people, they want the best for you. Exactly. See, they want the best for you, and they feel like you're making a bad decision in life, And I appreciate it. They want to step up and say, before you go down that left road, which is 9 times out of 10, it's most of the time it's going to be a dead end.
Right.
They want to let you know, but you got to be a different person. You got to be an individual like me and you, somebody who believe in themselves. You got to believe in yourself, man. You
have to be willing to go. To take the path that nobody's taken. You have to be willing to do things that nobody else would do. That's the only way to be different. You have to be willing to face adversity head on and deal with it and just say, you know what, I'll deal with it when it comes. At the end of the day, I think, like, for instance, right, when you have a kid, now you can tell your son or your daughter, you can do whatever you want to do.
Anything.
You can do it, and you can say that meaning it.
Right.
Because parents say that all the time, but they don't fucking mean it.
Right.
Let's be real. How are you going to sit there, you're going to tell your kid, you can do whatever you want to do. When you sit in your fucking desk job, your office job forever, and you don't even fucking like it, you're not doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer in like energy and aura, right? And I feel like if I tell you something, but I don't really believe it, like it's not really doing anything. It's just words that are hitting you and then bouncing off.
So true.
But when I tell you something that I really believe in and understand, it's absorbed much better. You know, the words come out differently.
Right.
You know, and that's why that's the exact reason why like somebody who you don't know can tell you something and you're like, whatever. But somebody who inspired you, let you meet your hero and he tells you you can do it.
Right. Oh yeah,
it's
for
different.
sure.
And it's not because he's your hero and this person's nobody. It's because he's taken that path. And when he says that, he's saying it with conviction. He's saying it with meaning.
You can feel it.
You can feel it.
Yep.
You can feel it, exactly. You know, so I think that's fucking interesting, man. That's really cool, you know. And I admire you, man. Like, you're somebody that I just met you today, and you're somebody that I definitely look up to because of that, because you did take that step. And like I said, man, you fucking left something what most people are looking to get, just so you can chase the dream that you want and the life you want to live. So what's life like now for you, man? I know that you just did the Brave Brave Federation shit. So tell me a little bit about that. You're traveling and things. What are the coolest things that you've experienced so far?
Bro, let me tell you, man. It just, now my career just pretty much just started, like, just taking off. I just started making, like, crazy money, like really good money. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even have to. Yeah,
right?
We know.
You know, know what I'm saying? Like, you know, now is the time that I like. You know, it's a blessing, bro. You know, and I mean, I feel like I'm living a dream, bro. I can't explain it to you, man. It's so crazy, bro. Like, I'm shooting for Monster and Conor McGregor. You know, hanging out with Conor McGregor and. They fly me there, pay for my hotel, pay for my plane, give me money for food, reimburse me for everything, and I get paid. What?
Yeah,
man, what?
I was gonna ask, do you got any good Conor McGregor stories or what?
Oh man, you know he's a cool dude. Conor is the same way you see him on TV. Conor, he comes out, you know, he's really confident. You remember he was talking about like the energy and stuff. I'm a firm believer in energy too, bro. You get around Conor McGregor, one thing I can respect him for, you can feel his confidence. You can feel his confidence.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Something to your opponent too.
Woo,
age, you know?
Dude, it's so weird, man. Like it's like when I'm around him, it's like he's so confident, bro.
Yeah,
I'm talking about. You can feel it. This energy just beaming on you, bro.
I seen.
Wow.
They got this New York UFC coming up. You know, what is it?
205.
12.
Yeah.
November 12th.
Yeah.
And who was it? Who was it that tried to call him out?
Jeremy Stevens.
Jeremy Stevens tried to call him out, and he's just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know what I mean? Who the fuck? Oh, that's a good one. Jeremy Stevens like, whatever. That's a good one. You know, he's just bro. That dude is like next level shit talker. I listen to this shit and I'm like, bro, this dude. You know, the fan stood up and asked Eddie Alvarez like, hey, you know, you called Conor McGregor. You said that he's not a real champion because he hasn't gone all 5 rounds. But you've only gone to the 5th round twice. You lost one of them. So why? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then Eddie Alvarez is like, it's Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, Eddie.
Alvarez is like, so what's your question? He's like, his question is, why are you talking shit? Why are you talking shit? You know what I mean? Bro, Conor McGregor. It's that panty night when you started fighting, you put the belts and all that other shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro, he definitely is like.
Yeah.
You know, I liked him from the beginning. I wasn't a fan, though. You know, I respected his grind and his hustle. I understood, you know, he was looking for to get paid. And he was doing what he had to do to sell his fights. And it worked, and it was effective. What I always said from the beginning, and again, Marines ask me all the time, you know, like, Marines, they watch the fights, and they know that I fight and I train, and I'm around, you know, big name fighters as well. And they asked me like, hey, Sarah Molina, what do you think about Conor McGregor? My response was always this: I like him, but I'm not a fan of him yet. I want to see what happens when he loses.
Right.
To me, it says a lot how you deal with adversity. It's easy to celebrate when you win. How do you come back from a loss? To me, that says who you really are.
Right.
And just, man, watching him come back, I'm a fan of his 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Just watching him deal with that adversity, the way he said, hey, I made a lot of mistakes. He showed the Diaz brothers love and shit. And, there was an interview of him as a girl. He was going down the escalator. You know the interview I'm talking about?
Megan.
Asked me
Megan.
Yeah, and you know her?
Yeah.
Okay, so Megan's talking to him, and he's like, I made a lot of mistakes, and we're gonna grow we're gonna learn, but for now, I'm just gonna go and enjoy myself.
Right.
I worked hard, and I respected that, man. And then he came back, he won. He's like, hey, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I really respect people like that, man. I'm a firm believer in showing people love, man.
Yeah.
If you're doing something good, then I respect it. There's so many people who hate, man. There's so many people. I feel like our society is breeding a generation that is hate is okay. Hate is the norm.
Right.
And I think it has a lot to do with the everybody gets a trophy mentality.
Right.
Everybody's an MVP. No. There's one person who's an MVP. There's one person who put the work in. There's one person who went out and grinded and did what they had to do to make it, and I don't care if you're fucking 6 years old on a softball team. It doesn't matter.
Right.
This kid worked harder than you, and he should be recognized.
Yes.
And he should be celebrated because of it.
Yeah.
I think that this whole everybody's a winner mentality is creating an environment where people are just hating.
Right.
They see success, and instead of saying, wow, how did he get there? They're saying, that's bullshit. Why don't I have that?
Right.
And that's the fucking wrong mentality to
Yeah.
have.
It's okay. You gotta understand. It's okay to lose. You should lose. I mean, it's that's when you grow as a person.
Right.
And dude, let me tell you, man. You ask my chick, man. I mean, I lost so many times, a lot of different things. I mean, I fell so many times, bro. I mean, I probably failed maybe 80-90% of the times of most things I tried to do.
More failures than success.
Yeah, right. Yes, for sure. Only thing I can say I was really successful in my life, that's for as like, business and stuff, is So Fresh, So Clean, but I failed,
right.
Where I failed for, crashing down, and this photography. But through those, between those ventures, Fail. And I tried many things. And there's nobody. See, the thing is that when you give people a trophy when they lose, they won't grow as an individual, So when it's time to fail, they ain't gonna know how to recuperate.
Right.
They're gonna be stuck at the bottom because they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait
for their trophy.
They're waiting for their trophy.
They're waiting for their.
And they're gonna expect you or in society to help him out. Because now you're breeding weak individuals. That's the only thing it is.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. And working in the hospital, I see that because I worked at a state hospital, so it was a lot of homeless people come in and they're blaming you for their state of where they at in life, and there's just a lot of negative energy, man. So it's crazy. Yeah, you're right though, 100%, man. And one thing for somebody who's 27 years old, 26,
yeah.
Bro, you're talking like you're 40.
Bro, I feel seasoned, and again, I just think it has to do with I sit back and observe people, man. Through life, I've learned that I don't have to learn through my mistakes only.
Right. So either somebody around you or your environment that you were in created a beast, man. Like you're a beast right now. 26.
Hopefully, man, we'll see where I go. with fighting it and this podcast. And maybe this isn't even the route for me, But I know I found my way. I know I found my way.
Yeah.
For sure.
So if this don't work, I guarantee you somewhere will work. You just gotta can't quit. You just keep pushing.
Right.
So whatever the way that what you think right now, you will be successful for sure.
Right. And
it doesn't matter.
That, man. It's really hard to find people who really. They say you got to surround yourself with like-minded people, right? It's really hard to find people like that. People don't realize it. It's difficult, man, to find people that are really. Everybody says that they want this and they want that, but who's really putting in the work?
No,
you know what I mean? Like it's hard to find it. And okay, so like as an MMA fighter, Manolo gives me shit all the time. He's like, bro, I haven't seen you at the gym in a week. So, you know, Harvey, I had Harvey here last week, and he's like, bro, I want to get you on my card, but it's up to the big man. And last time I spoke to him, he said, you mean the guy I haven't seen in a week? And Manolo knows, being an active duty, I'm not just an active duty Marine, man. I'm an instructor at the Staff Academy. So I have, like if you look underneath the table there, you see all those papers? Those are all papers that I have to grade and shit like that. So I have to bring work home, and I work 12, 13-hour days. On top of that, I train when I can. I know that they're fucking with me, like Gio, Boogie, Manolo, when they talk shit, like, where the fuck you at, dog? You know, you were here all day, all week, and then you weren't here Friday. You know? I know they're trying to motivate me and inspire me, and it works. Yes. It works. It does. But it bothers me that I get classified in the same category of those guys that just aren't showing up because they don't want to show up. You know, if I could, I would. And I appreciate you saying that, man, because I really am chasing a fucking pipe dream, and I really do see it working out for me regardless, because I'm hungry. I'm hungry for it, and I don't see anybody willing to go the distance that I'm willing to go to make it happen. And you saw the same thing, and you made it happen. And that's what everybody needs to do, man. Everybody needs to see their dream, and if that's what you want to fucking do, then why are you standing in your own way? You know? People talk about things all the time. I used to date this girl, right? And she said that there was a certain thing that she wanted to do. She wanted to be an occupational therapist, right? She had done all these things to get to that point, and then she applied to this school to get her her master's to actually get into occupational therapy. And she got denied. And I told her, I was like, okay, well then you try again. Like, the whole point is to tell them, to make them see, like, the reason why I'm gonna make this happen is because you deny me 6 times, you're only going to see me a 7th time. It doesn't matter. It's only what you want to do. You know, once you give up, you just gave the dude that was a step behind you a step up in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, you already paid the dues that the dude behind you hasn't paid yet. And you're going to fucking give up and give him a free ride up to 3rd in line or 4th in line or 2nd in line, whatever the case may be. And she gave up, man, and she quit. And it was a real turnoff for me, seeing that in a human. Seeing that in somebody that you say this is what you want to do, but then you fail once or twice, and maybe this isn't what you want to do. You know, maybe you need to figure out where you really are in life and what you really want in life. You ever run into people like that, man? Yeah, but you got to understand, too, like you and I we're different. We're like aliens. You know what I mean? So from the 10th planet. Right. So it's like they need more growing in life. You know what I mean? So I understand where she's probably discouraged. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's life is crazy, bro. Like, one thing I had a problem in life. I see the way life is in my eyes, and I expect other people to do it the way I think it should be. And we can't, I guess we can't do that, you know? That's her life, and if that's the way she chose to go, that's the way she chose to go. But she just needs some more guidance or more somebody in her ear trying to help her to believe more in herself. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I agree with that. But at the same time, man, it's hard to... You can't expect other people to believe in you if you don't believe in you. All right, I mean? Right. But you're on a level, though, man. You're here. She's down here. She has to get to your level. Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure you wasn't here all the time. Right. No, you know what I mean? So like I'm saying, like, you're way more mature for your age. I'm 35 years old, and I just started learning this. But the only ways I learned stuff I'm telling you now is through experiences in life. She's probably having experience as much as you has, so she just needs to mature. And that's the interesting thing, man. That I think that the military gave me, you know, was experiences. And when people talk to me about things and success, and you know, for being where I am in life, I do consider myself successful right now. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to go. You know, but I've experienced a lot of failure. whether it's in the Marine Corps or in jiu-jitsu or in my personal life. And,
Right.
you know, everybody has their story, but it's what you do with those negative experiences.
Yes.
Do you let that eat you up, or do you let that build you? You know what I mean? Do you
Right.
use that fire to motivate you to push forward and chase what you really want to do?
Right.
You know? And I don't know, it's definitely something interesting. And do you think it's a mindset that like anybody can attain?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's a mindset that only a select few are meant for?
I think anybody can obtain that type of mindset that like you and I have. Like I said, the only thing that separates me and you from other people is experiences in life. Right. That's pretty much, I think that's the main thing. Because I meet a lot of people like that who don't believe in themselves and stuff like that. And I mean, it's all about experiences. Like one of my good friends told me, which is like my mentor as well. He's like, he tells me things, and I don't listen to him sometimes. You know, because I don't see it.
Right.
You know,
you're like, yeah, whatever.
Bro, it's so crazy, right? So he's an older gentleman. He'll tell me something, and he'll be like, Courtney, don't touch that fire. I'm like, oh, whatever, Joe, shut up, man, whatever. And he was like, okay, you gotta listen to me. Experience comes the best teacher. And he'll tell me again, Courtney, don't touch it. Don't touch that fire. You know me, I'm gonna touch the fire. I touch that fire, get burnt, you know. Then he's like, all right, I told you. Did I tell you not to do that? Now listen, you gotta listen to me. Experience comes the best teacher. So pretty much what he's telling me, like, experiences life is gonna teach you more than people telling you. You know? Right. And that's like some of the best advice I ever obtained in my life, man. Experience comes the best teacher. And he told me so many things, man, and I don't listen to him. But he's been in my shoes before a million times. Right. And he knows 10 times more than me. And sometimes we don't listen. But experiences life will teach you. And that's how I pretty much look at life. Is there
something specific that you do, or you feel like something that helps you get through certain situations? Is there something like, I don't know, like some people say music helps me, or like for me, like I listen to like motivational speeches. You know, I follow people like C.T. Fletcher and the hip hop preacher. You know what I mean? What's his name? There's C.T. Fletcher, and then there's C.T. the hip hop preacher.
Hip hop
like,
preacher?
All these motivational speeches. The dude that talks about.
I think we're talking about, yeah.
He talks about, when you want to breathe as bad as you want to succeed.
Yeah, I need something.
I follow people like that, and like, for instance, when I'm getting ready for jiu-jitsu tournaments or a fight, I don't listen to music. I listen to those speeches. I have my YouTube channel set, and it just cycles through all those different speeches, like motivational speeches, even like speeches and quotes from movies and things like that, with like some like weird fucking yoga music in the background, you know?
Right.
That helps me out, you know, it really does. It helps inspire me and gets me motivated. What's your, like, thing that gets you going? Oh, man,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't experience all that so many times. I don't heard, like, everything, like the motivational speeches and the quotes, the memes. So I don't see so many of it. It's just me now. I felt so many times, bro. Like, you know, I felt a million times already. Like, you know, so there's nothing you can really tell me. It could get you motivated, but it's like I failed a million times. I can't. If I fail again, whatever. It doesn't matter anymore.
You're comfortable with failure.
I'm comfortable with failure. So I don't.
That's incredible.
So I don't have anything that really hype me up to get me motivated. I'm just, if I want something, I know I can get it now. You know, I know, I believe in myself, especially when it comes to photography. Anything I want, you know, I know I can obtain it. You know, so I guess I grow to love myself and to understand myself more. You know what I mean? Right. So I mean, the speeches, they're good to keep me at a high, but ultimately is me. It's only exactly. So I remember before I used to hear all these motivational speeches and stuff like that, and I'll hear it and it's cool and everything, but after 10 minutes or so, I forget it. Yeah. You know, so.
You know, and it's interesting because I feel like really at any age you can, start living the life that you want to live and doing what you want to do. I saw this My roommate, he actually owns the house. He's a good friend of mine. He trains
Okay.
us too. I don't know if you know him. Hoop.
I don't know who. No.
Hoop. He trains at the gym and.
SDCA?
Yeah, he trains over there. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's a badass dude, man. He's in shape and he rolls with all of us, and he's 40 years old. You know.
Oh wow.
And I showed him this video, and he does what he loves, man. He's a very successful person, and he's very happy in life, you know. And if you meet him, he's just like the life of the party. You know? He's an awesome dude. He's a really good friend of mine. And I showed him this video the other day, and I think it's important for people to see it. But it talked about the American eagle, right? The American bald eagle. Right. When the bald eagle reaches the age of 40, it experiences something where it can either die.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can go through extreme adversity and pain and survive for up to another 30 years. So what happens is over 40 years, the bald eagle's talons grow way too long for it to grab food, and its beak grows way too long for it to even eat, and its thick, heavy feathers make it difficult to fly because the feathers are actually sticking to its chest.
Right.
So it flies to a nest high up in the mountains that it has, and it basically starts banging its beak against the rock until its beak shatters. After a couple weeks, a new beak will grow in. Then it'll start the painful process of pulling his own talons out of his hand.
Damn.
After a couple weeks, the talons will grow back. Then it'll use the talons to pluck the heavy feathers out, which is also very painful. Right. And then it takes its flight of rebirth, and that bird will actually live for up to 30 years. Some of the American eagles just choose to die instead of going through that pain.
What?
And a lot of people don't realize that and see that. And it's crazy to hear that. And you can look it up on YouTube when you get a chance. And those of you at home listening, if you don't believe me, look it up. That's actually an actual thing that happens with American eagles. And the thing is like, if an eagle can create its life at 40, then why can't humans?
Yeah.
You know, and my mom's a big inspiration for me, man. And my mom went to the police academy. My mom wanted to be a police officer. Right. She had kids young. She had my brother when she was 18. And, you know, she went through all these different jobs trying to make it. We went from living in my, like, grandma's basement to, like, finally purchasing a house, you know, and living somewhat comfortable. But, and then my parents divorced, and my mom ended up back in my grandma's house. And, you know, she experienced these points of failures, too. And now as an adult, when I go through life, I see things, and I think about those things. It's like, wow, you know, like, what did my mom do? What was her mindset? She's got kids. She's a great woman, you know. Bro, she ended up buying another house, a real small house, and she still lives there in Stamford, Connecticut. But when she bought the house, she said, I always wanted to be a police officer. Right. I was a freshman in high school. My mom was 40 years old. She went to the police academy. She was a female, 40 years old, in the police academy.
Dang.
She became a police officer, man. My mom's been a police officer now. We just celebrated her 50th birthday a couple months ago. She's been a police officer for over 10 years.
10 years.
And I talked to her a couple months ago, right? Right. And I'm like, so, you know, how's everything going? She's like, I don't think I want to be a police officer forever, you know, so I think I want to be an RN. Right. I want to be an RN, and I'm like, woo. I'm like, Ma, that's a long road. And she's like, I know. I applied to the program at Sacred Heart, and I cut her off, you know, like I always do, because her son, and I don't fucking know everything because I'm 26 and I'm young and I'm dumb, you know. And I cut her off, and I'm like, Ma, like Sacred Heart is like one of the top, you know, schools in the country, especially being RN. Right. And she's like, oh well, I got accepted. Woo! School, you know, and, bro, she's just a hustler, you know. Yeah. Like, I really think about her when I see things like that, and a lot of people just give up, man. A lot of people feel like that, you know, my time to shine is past because you have kids or because, you know, whatever your fucking excuse is, it's a fucking excuse.
Well, you know what's funny? Know what's really funny? You're like you're offspring to your mom. You're just like your mom. Right. Dude, I was telling you, like, dude, you're way more immature for your age. So I said either somebody around you or your upbringing. Yeah. You don't. That's something that sometimes you can't really teach people that at an older age. Like you have to it has to be brought up in your roots.
Yeah, you have to experience.
Yeah,
and I think back, man, when I was a kid, like even like when I was a little kid, I remember specifically when my mom would say things like I would lose, and my mom would say things to me like, and it didn't hit me until now. She would say things to me like, well, it's okay. You just can't give up.
Right.
You have to keep going. And little things like that over time, it's like stuck in my head. It's like a little bomb that she planted in my head.
Yep.
And like now, I really do go after what the fuck I want to do. I'm relentless with it. Whether, when I was single, if it was a girl at the bar, or getting out of the Marine Corps after getting selected for Staff Sergeant and trying to be a fucking MMA fighter. Once I choose to do something that I like, I'm going to go after until it's mine.
See, look at your mom's. That's a real woman. That's a special woman, bro.
Bro, she is.
Dude,
she's awesome,
let me tell you, you're blessed to even be around somebody who teach you those values.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't learn those values, especially at a young age like that. Yeah. Man, that's freaking awesome, man. That's a real freaking woman.
And I'm sure she'll appreciate that too. She'll probably listen to the podcast.
Oh man, hey, let me tell you. Yeah. I mean, it feels good to see even like a young gentleman like you who's mature. You know what I mean? And we need more people like you and your mom in the world for sure.
For sure, man.
And that's the way you raise. That's the way you raise your kids, and that's what inspired me to raise. When we have kids, that's how I want to be towards my kids.
And the difference is, man, is you went through like. You're going to be able to raise even stronger kids. For instance, I had to live through my mom's adversity.
Right.
So, in a way, I had to be, as a young kid, I was a little asshole, man. I was a little hoodlum in the streets and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, my mom's Colombian. My mom's a Colombian immigrant.
Oh, okay.
And my father's Puerto Rican, and, like, I grew up in, like, a really diverse neighborhood in Stamford, Connecticut. In Connecticut, either you have money or you don't. A lot of people don't know that. It's like you're either really rich or you kind of end up in like this middle class weird like ghetto neighborhood where it's structured with all these different people and all these different genders, and it's really crazy, and I grew up this little fucking asshole hoodlum to my mom, and essentially I was one of the people that really didn't believe in her. So she had to fight through that adversity of her own offspring, and you are fortunate enough to where when you have kids, you already went through that climb, and you're going to talk to them from a place of experience and knowledge. Yeah,
because my parents didn't teach me that. Right. I mean, they weren't bad people, but they just taught me what they knew.
Right.
And
that at the end of the day,
which is not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
And that's exactly what we're talking about, man. Is the experience is where life is at.
Yeah, yeah. Which I can't be mad at her because I after you turn 18, you're grown. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially you turn 21, it's like. Now you're responsible for your own self. Now, so you can't blame your parents for not teaching you certain things. Yeah. Like they didn't teach me about finances or anything like that. Especially, it's really, in the African American community too and stuff like that. We don't know anything about stuff like that. And I did what most broke young black guys would do when he started making money. Blow that joke, bro. Oh man, let me tell you, man.
Hey, you probably just spending money on J's and fitteds and shit, huh?
Man, Range Rovers, man, clubs, popping bottles, Moet, Cristal. Which, hey, man, I learned though.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Yeah,
your experiences.
Yeah, look at me now. I went from now I got a Mustang now, Mustang convertible. From a Range Rover. I don't spend my money like that no more. I'm not done with my money anymore. I invest my money.
At the end of the day, you went from nothing to something.
Yeah.
Turn that something into
bro.
Something even better, and not spend your money on dumb shit. Because that's fuck, man. I fucking spend my money on dumb shit. Bro.
Yeah.
I got a G35.
Yeah, you get it.
Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
I fucking live my life like. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
that's good though.
There's this military meme out that it's like, what are you gonna do when there's a week left till payday? And it showed a scene where the dude is in the movie, he's like, survive, and I mean that's what it is,
It's
like,
good
when
though.
You're young, you make those mistakes, and you just gotta learn, man. And those ramen noodle days come,
yes,
but then they go.
Yeah.
And money comes and goes, but what's important is you chasing your dream and you doing what you really fucking love. You only have one life to live, man.
That's it.
And fuck, man, if you want to be something, then you're going to start from nothing. And once you accept that, you take the first step.
Yep.
And you can make shit happen as long as you really believe in yourself and you surround yourself with the right people.
That's the first thing, bro. I'm saying if you don't learn anything from this podcast that I said tonight, find your passion, get to know yourself, Believe in yourself. That's the first thing, bro. Love yourself. Find your find what type of person you are, and get to know yourself. No, nobody else but yourself, man. And believe in yourself and find your passion in life. After you find your passion in life and you believe in yourself, bro, your life will freaking change, man. Oh my God, money won't make you happy or anything. You can be broke and you still be happy.
Yeah,
you'll still be happy, man. You can be eating ramen noodles every day, bro. Hey, you'll be happy though.
Yeah,
you'll be happy. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's important, man. Fuck, man, we're getting close to that time, man. We really did appreciate you having you on. You're probably the most. You're probably the coolest person I've had on the podcast so far, honestly. Man.
Oh, thanks, bro.
You know,
yeah.
Like you're very humble and you've been to a lot of places and you're very successful now. And I can walk by you at the grocery store and I would have no idea that you were this person that was so successful and you do so much and you know what I mean. You're like the main photographer for Monster and you just travel around. You take pictures of all these. You know, for UFC, wherever Monster sends you, huh?
Yeah, bless him. This came from Bahrain with Manolo, bro. Let me tell you, man. Amazing, bro.
Did you get one of those Rolexes?
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, we got one.
Yeah, I seen the picture. Manolo flashes Manolo's big ass, fat ass hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you get your Rolex resize. He said, nah, because it won't fit over my hand.
Yeah. Hey, man, such a good dude, man. Stick with Manolo, man. He has the best interest for you. Yeah. I mean,
he really does care.
Bro.
He really is passionate. I see that.
Yeah. And it was funny. I was talking to Boogie about the same thing, man. Like when we was over in Bahrain, we was like, dude, when you want something, and you figure out that's what you want, just dedicate your life to it. Nothing else matters, man. Just dedicate your life to it. Look at Boogie. I mean, he's one of the best in the world. Manolo, look at him. He's one of the best coaches in the world. Yeah. You know, and he truly loves. I seen Manolo cry, bro, before. You know what I mean? Like this is he loves you guys, man, and he dedicate his life to this. Yeah, he does. Like, dude, man. Bill Crawford, all of them, man. Bro.
All these dudes, and I can easily talk about it and to like my girl and stuff, to my close friends I talk about it, but once I get out of the Marine Corps and I really do chase this passion and everybody's going to eat. Everybody that was sitting at my table from the beginning is going to eat. And
man.
It's as simple as that. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Marine Corps gave me the foundation that I need to be successful and be relentless. And chase the enemy, and really the enemy is the adversity that I'm going to face and just overcome any obstacle that gets in my way. I'm looking forward to it. Chase that dream at the top with you, man, you know?
Dude, I can't wait to shoot you one day, man. Especially you in the UFC or something like that, bro. Shooting you. Oh, man.
And it's funny,
I might cry, man.
One day people are going to talk. They're like, bro, listen to Podcast 5.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Yeah.
It was when he was nobody and he's talking to the photographer.
Bro.
And they're just bullshitting and kicking it. You know?
Oh, man.
Hey, did you ever run into any people that were trying to kind of suck off you? Like people that were that kind of they didn't come around, but once you kind of made it, they start coming around. How do you deal with that, man? What the fuck is that about? I never understood that.
My circle is small. You know, I don't even talk to many people, but I just started making it now. Like, you know, it just started converting to okay, people start knowing my name and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know, man. We talk about this all the time. Like, people don't give you the opportunity until they feel like they need you for something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
it's the whiff 'em. In the Marine Corps, we call it the whiff 'em.
A whiff 'em.
For me. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you're gonna meet 90% of the people that you meet is gonna be like that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Stick with Manolo, stick with Boogie, because those people, they really love you. You know what I mean? They really care about you. Yeah. Those are the people that's going to really support you when you're down, when you have adversity and stuff like that. Because those other people, they want to ride you when you're up high.
Right.
You know,
everybody wants to be around you,
right?
Man, but nobody wants to be there for the work.
Nobody. But those dudes, man, they're going to be down for you from the bottom. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, my circle's small, man. I don't talk to many people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Plus I don't even have time to really deal with anybody else. But yeah, you're gonna meet a lot of people like that. A lot of people like that you're gonna meet.
I never understood it, man. I have a buddy of mine, right, that I grew up with, and he got into MMA a little bit. He got into Muay Thai, and then back in Connecticut, right, and he ended up starting like a small like clothing business, right? Like making hats and shirts and things like that.
Right.
And he had a buddy that he trained with that had a fight in Connecticut. So he ended up getting like really good seats to the fight because it was his friend. And he goes to the fight and he realizes he's sitting next to like G-Unit and shit. And it was because 50 Cent is a lot of people don't know this, but 50 Cent is a real fan of boxing and the sport of boxing. And it was 50 Cent's promotion that the kid was fighting on. So he was sitting there next to these dudes, and they started asking my boy about his company. So he told them, and like they were like, "Hey man, we want in," and they threw him like a nice little piece of cash.
Damn.
His clothing line, and he's got a couple cool stories, man. He's got friends out here, and he's came out here and visit me, and I brought him to the gym to train a little bit, and he's got a cool little story about that. But he told me a lot of people hit him up when that happened because he put pictures up with him and 50 and Young Buck and all these people, and I was like, bro. You know, like, I don't understand why people are coming after you like that. I hit him up like, bro, I see you're grinding. I see you at the top of the mountain, bro. I'm starting my climb soon, but I see you at the top of the mountain. Right. I don't get how people just want a free ride like that. It's crazy, but you're going to run into a lot of people like that, and I think that ties into the hate that people have and the way people look at the society that we're creating, man, you know? But, hey, at the end of the day, someone's got to fucking flip my burgers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to be one of those people that's trying to feed off me, and you're okay with average or subpar performance, and you're okay with oh, this is good enough, then hey, it just makes it easier for me to make it.
Exactly.
Man, I really appreciate you having on the podcast.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure, bro.
It's dope as fuck, man. You got any last words for the people at home that are listening in right now?
Hey, baby, like I said before, man, find your passion in life. And once you find that passion in life, Courtney, listen to what Courtney's telling you, baby. Your life will freaking change. I'm telling you, man, like everything in your life would change. Just find your passion in life and dedicate your life to your passion. And once you dedicate your life to your passion, man, you will find happiness. That's all I have to say.
Hell yeah. Thanks a lot, Courtney. We love you, man.
Hey,
thanks
man.
for coming on the podcast.
Dude.
We're going to have you on again.
Dude, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Sure. This was fun, man.
Yeah.
We're going to do this again, and hopefully, this thing's going to grow, and I'll get more followers.
Oh, you will.
I'm growing, man. I'm growing.
Oh, yeah.
So
you will.
This is cool, man. But absolutely 100%. You know, like I said in the beginning, from nothing to something, this is all about coming from nothing to something, because everybody that became something started from nothing. So it's important for all of you at home to understand, like, you cannot accept the life that was handed to you. You have to go and chase the life that you want. That's what it's all about. That's what this podcast is about. That's why you have one life. You have one goal in mind. That's your goal. What do you put on this earth for? Go chase it. What are you doing to make your life happen and your dreams come true? Hey, we love you guys. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for listening. Danny, Mo, Courtney, out here.
Thank you.